Welcome everyone to my 100% Platinum walkthrough guide for Dark Souls Remastered. Alright, starting off this game, we're going to jump in here real quick, making your character. You can start off as any class you really want. I start off as Deprived, just because I like the even stat distribution, so I can do whatever I want to with it. And Gift, you want to go with the Master Key. It comes automatically with the Thief class, so if you want to go as kind of like a rogue type fighter, then you could go with Thief, get a different item, and still get the Master Key.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scales, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark side brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Alright, getting started here. We're gonna run through, head to our first bonfire, and then run like a scared little chicken away from the demon. All these signs just basically, you know, tell you your tutorial items and how to attack, how to dodge. You don't have to rest at this bonfire, but I prefer to. Now whenever you go in here, you'll see a message on the floor about midway up to the left. Basically run to that message and cut sharply to the left into the doorway. Now you can try to fight the Asylum Demon here, and you get a hammer for it, but more than likely you're not going to be able to beat him unless you started off, say, with the Thief build and chose the Black Fire Bombs as your starting gift. The Black Fire Bombs are very good against the Asylum Demon. Run through here, pick up your shield and weapon. They'll be different based off of what your starting class was. Gonna head through the fog, go up the steps to the left. When you get to the little crack in the wall, roll over. And go talk to Oscar.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, "Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know." Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
You can run down here now and unlock this little shortcut door. Alright, in this next little area here, it gives you a nice tutorial for doing a parry. You want to hit the L2 button, and you hit that as soon as you see the weapon move forward. That'll give you the parry for the riposte. Get this plunging attack. Right up here, go to the left. Get down here for the soul item. And when we come back later, over here will be Snuggly the Crow. You can drop items in there and he'll switch them out for you.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Alright, while we run around the little area here, grabbing these next couple items, I do just want to go ahead and say real quick that while I know there are several walkthroughs of Dark Souls and the Souls series on YouTube and different wiki sites and things like that, the main purpose of this is a video guide to help you get the Platinum Trophy. Whether it be for PlayStation 4, Xbox, doesn't matter. I'm trying to help out, and I gathered all the information for you, so all you have to do is follow this guide, and we can finish this game.
Hello there, I am Petrus of Thorough. If not,
Talk to him to get your first covenant
Hello
and
there.
your first
I
gesture.
realize that I have
Just
requested that
keep
you return
bugging the
to
crap out
distance.
of him.
But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you. Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you? Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods. Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Now, if you want to use miracles, he does sell talismans, but do not
Come
buy
again.
the talisman
The
he
effectiveness
sells.
of the
You're about to
teachings
get one for free.
depend upon your faith.
Run up here, immediately go to the right. Go into the elevator shaft and drop down. Open up all these chests. Now this area down here, you can go through and get the items now if you just do some running and some dodging and weaving. But for now, I'm just going to leave them there. I mean, there's really nothing important unless you're trying to do a giant dad build. And if you are, I mean, there's tons of guides on the internet specifically just for doing that. So for now, we're just going to head on back to Firelink. On the way, there is another soul here around a wall. Alright, you notice how the fire's out? That means there's an enemy. One of the skeletons followed me back, as you can see right there. Just waiting for him to go away so the fire can come back. Well, that was almost bad, but now that that's over with, let's get this walkthrough started. A lot of these undead, it helps a lot if you just shield and wait for them to attack. And when they bounce off your shield, then go in for the hit. These bigger hollow soldiers, those ones you can generally just parry. I say right before I miss every parry. And as I stated, use your shield. Let them hit your shield and bounce off. Don't use your face to let the weapon bounce off of it. It doesn't help too much that, you know, I'm deprived right now, so I have no armor whatsoever. But the merchant that's right up here in Undead Burg, he sells the chain armor. So if you're running with no armor or weak armor like myself, you can go ahead and buy the chain armor from him, and it's well worth it. It's one of the best lightweight armors. Go to the left, clear these guys out real quick. And instead of going through this fog door, we're going to head back and go to this little drop off here. I generally run inside this room so that way I can have a good vantage point. Right up here. Get the soul off the corpse. Knock these guys off the ledge. The point of the trap is for you to go for the item, and then you get swarmed by all the undead. Which you'll see that quite often throughout the Souls series. Head back down. Now you're right back where you started. Now we can head in through this fog gate. Immediately run to your left underneath, grab the soul item. Head on upstairs and crap your pants. Kind of bait these undead into here so you're not constantly getting barraged with the crossbow guy. Run in here, grab the shield. And rest at your first major bonfire. Just gonna back away slowly as that start did not go as planned. For the spears, it's a lot easier if you wait for the attack instead of just trying to waste your stamina hitting them. So that way you can just parry them and get it over with. Learning to parry in this earlier part of the game will make the rest of the game a lot easier for you. Especially against the Black Knights. Before I go to the merchant, I'm going to run over here and kill these couple more undead just to get a little more souls. Grab the throwing knives. Then we're going to jump across to that walkway. Then we're going to go up these steps and get the crossbow. Now, like I said, you could run that route after you get back from talking to the merchant, but me, I'm buying that chain armor, so I just wanted to make sure I gathered a couple more souls so I could get the key items and that armor.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
You got the key, repair box, the bottomless box. That's how you store stuff. Chain armor. You can get the orange sign soapstone from him that lets you read and write messages and rate them as well. And then the dried fingers, which help you summon more than one other person into your game with you. Gonna go ahead and get the bow now for later. Alright. Well, gonna go ahead and go back to the bonfire, rest up, and that's gonna wrap up this episode. And when we come back, gonna go ahead and take on the Taurus Demon.